I pull up, roll the window down it. I pull up, roll the window down it. Yeah, I pull up, roll the window down it.
Baby, you don't know what you do to me. Between me and you, I feel like chemistry. I won't let no one come and take your place. Cause the love you give, you can't be replaced. It's not in the case of anybody. That's why I spend my life with you.
Hi, hotties, kettles, tea stirs. You're here for hot tea. All commentary is alleged, and in my opinion, this is for entertainment purposes only.
What up, ho? We in other people business, and we gotta talk about Married to Medicine. So y'all know, girl, Married to Medicine came on Sunday, and it got a little hot. Like, it got wild, and I felt like Simone and Quad getting into it was kind of unexpected, but expected nonetheless, because Simone seemingly has this vendetta or this resentment or this jealousy toward Quad. And at this point, Simone, okay, bitch, we tired of hearing it, okay? We tired of hearing you gave us your ass to kiss, so we hung out with Greg. We gotta talk about it, right? Because a lot of people seem to think that Dr. Jackie is passive aggressive and a mean girl or mean spirited, but I think y'all might be letting the loudspeaker go past y'all, okay? The loudspeaker might actually be the nastiest, greasiest, meanest one of them all. So y'all, if y'all remember, Mariah did an interview with Carlos King, and shout out to the content creator over on TikTok that brought this back up. In that interview that she did with Carlos King, she was talking about how a lot of people feel like her and Quad relationship, you know, it's just messed up and Quad did her the worst way, when in reality it was Dr. Simone who she viewed as doing her the worst way, because Dr. Simone brought her life into her family, or help her bring her children into the world. And she had a conversation with Dr. Simone where Dr. Simone told her that they were trying to basically stick it to her, or they were trying to really drown her, or mess up whatever she had going on in the Married to Medicine. And I guess Dr. Simone went along with it because they are no longer friends to this day. But I want y'all to take a look at this clip, right? Because something that stood out to me after I seen Mariah say this was, when you go back and you look at the reunion, which I'm also going to play in this video, and you pay attention to the words Dr. Simone is saying toward Quad, then you could clearly tell that Dr. Simone used Sweet Tea to get back at Quad in that time frame, because per Dr. Simone words, she was mad that Quad wasn't around, wasn't sharing her personal business, which, sidebar, anytime a bitch wants you to share your personal business with them, that's always a red flag. It's because they want to know information about you, and they just have to, in my opinion, I look at it like, you need to have information on me so you can be able to dig holes and peep and just make holes or create holes out of whatever situation that you and I have. Because if you my friend, you my friend. Like, why the fuck do you feel like at your big grown old ass age you need to know everything about me? And it seems like Dr. Simone is holding on to this, oh well, she never told us about King, or oh, we didn't know anything about her around that time. Like, why the fuck do you expect to know anything about a person when you're not even hanging out or on good terms with them? So it's just really weird that she has that expectation. But going back, if you pay attention to some of the words Dr. Simone is saying, she's basically saying, because you gave us your ass to kiss, we started hanging out with Greg them. And Sweet Tea has to kind of wisen up. Like, girl, really none of them ain't your friend, as you harbor all of this resentment toward Quad. Realistically, it's looking like a lot of them really used you to get back at Quad, and that's really majority of you guys' relationship. Like, it seems to me like that is how you guys were able to connect, because they were on the outs with Quad. Because like I said, if you listen to Dr. Simone, she's basically saying like, that's your karma. And that's why Quad was like, what fucking karma, Simone? Like, what karma? What are you talking about?
I believe Quad when Simone allegedly said to her, I can't go against you because I don't want to make...
She said that. No, I know. No, she absolutely, Quad is not lying, because she's the person that said to me, they want me to put the nail in your coffin.
Simone
is deep, yeah. She's the person that said to me, they want me to put the nail in your coffin, but I'm not sure if I can do it.
So I'm a blogger, but Simone's a backstabber, allegedly.
That's the person, everybody keeps saying Quad. The person I had more, Quad was my best friend. Never was jealous of her, thought the world of her, honestly. But Simone delivered my babies, delivered my sister babies, delivered my cousin's babies. My aunt was her nanny. That's who I had allegiance to. Yeah, she brought life in the world in my family. That's who my allegiance was always to, Miss Simone. Oh, fence riding Simone. Yeah.
So after watching that clip, I had a different perspective of the reunion, and I want us to kind of break it down a little bit.
You want around so we can usher in the people we f***ing with. We can usher the up.
Might I add, when Quad told Dr. Simone to shut the fuck up, y'all, the way that tickled my spirit so bad, because I could hear myself saying, girl, shut the fuck up. Okay, but listen to the words Dr. Simone is saying. She's basically saying that you weren't around so we can usher in whoever we want. Basically, you're not around, so these are the people that we want to hang out with because you're not around.
You shut the f*** up. I told you first. You weren't around. You gave us your ass to kiss, and we hung out with Greg.
And maybe I'm reading too far into it, but look at her jaw in her eyes when she says that. And we hung out with Greg. It's giving spite.
Hey, you got mad.
Okay, y'all, we're going to slow it down a little bit. So here you hear Quad saying, you got mad.
You got mad. You got mad. What you get mad for? What you get?
So now we hearing Dr. Simone say, no, you got exactly what you deserve. What did she deserve, Dr. Simone?
No, what I get mad for? What you get?
And I hope what Sweet Tea can take from this is to maybe use a little bit of discernment. So now she got her husband in her ear about Quad, in my opinion, because again, I don't know why the fuck she's so aggressive when it comes to Quad. You got the man, like, why do you even care? And okay, you got Dr. Simone in her ear about Quad. You got Dr. Heavenly at the time in her ear about Quad. You got Toya in her ear at the time about Quad. You got all these people around Sweet Tea in her ear about Quad. So in my opinion, I feel like she came in it with some sort of resentment or undercover pressure when it comes to Quad. And that's just by way in the conversations that had been had about Quad in passing. And you cannot convince me that all of these people did not sit down with Sweet Tea and have a conversation about getting her on the show to get back at Quad, because Sweet Tea even said it. But at first, Sweet Tea said they didn't put it like it was to get back at Quad. But now, after seeing everything, she realized that it might have been to get back at Quad. And she didn't say it like it might have been to get back at Quad, but she was basically saying in one breath they was all cool and buddy, and then now they done kind of switched up. And it's looking like they done switched up after they got cool again with Quad.
Dirty bitch! Dirty bitch! I'm security. Hey. You got exactly what karma had coming to you!
So here she is saying it again. Quad, you got exactly what karma had coming to you. And then you're going to hear Quad come and scream, what karma? So we got to ask ourselves, is Dr. Simone actually a nice person? Because it's giving more and more mean girl. Because like I said, you know what I'm saying? I am not a Quad fan, despite what people want to believe. I'm not a Quad fan. I just like I like the Married to Medicine franchise as a whole, and I like each and every person for their own individual personalities or characters, whatever the case may be, and I call each and every last one of them out for their shit as I can, right? So I don't like how people come up with the narrative that, oh, I'm making it seem like all of these women didn't bully Sweet Tea, etc. Like, y'all hoes gotta really slow it the fuck down because a bitch got a fucking opinion that's opposing yours and not have enough decency to be able to communicate and have a different perspective and just have dialogue about that. My feeling like Sweet Tea has her husband in her ear in regards to Quad does not necessarily mean I don't like her. My feeling like Sweet Tea is doing too much now, and the beef with her and Quad is seeming real old, and it's seeming like it's just a bunch of aggression coming from other people's perspective of Quad. I mean, I'm allowed to have that opinion, right? It doesn't mean I don't like the damn girl. It don't mean I'm a hater or anything like that. And I just don't see how people can feel like Sweet Tea did not know what she was getting herself into when her first scene on Married to Medicine was throwing shade at Quad. It's like, let's just kind of be real about it. And if that was how she was coming on the scene, it was no problem in my opinion. But when you start trying to act like you're just perfect and you've never said anything about this person and you've never said anything about that person, it's like, come on, you know what I'm saying? Like her back and forth and with Heavenly, I'm not saying that Heavenly hasn't said anything crazy, but let's stop acting like Sweet Tea didn't say anything about her dead mama, which is why she responded in the way that she did by saying her mama had a better chance of having babies than Sweet Tea. Now, granted, I'm not saying it's right to go that low, but hell, how the fuck is a woman supposed to respond to another woman saying that her mama dead or her dead mama is in hell or something like that? You get what I'm saying? It was nasty back and forths, blows to blows. So when people act as if they haven't went low as well, that kind of make me look at them sideways, right? Because you're not perfect. You know, you said something about that lady mama, and it's not that nobody's saying you wrong, but don't try to act like you're perfect, like you ain't do anything to warrant some of the reactions that you're getting from the ladies. And I think that's just something that's kind of off-putting with Sweet Tea. And it's the same thing with Dr. G. Why the fuck are y'all trying to act like y'all just did nothing wrong this entire time? Nobody is excusing Quad, but I'm not going to excuse y'all either. In my opinion, I feel like Dr. G, this is all him. I feel like he wanted to get back on this show to get back at Quad. I feel like the other ladies didn't like Quad at that time frame, and they wanted to bring them all, Dr. G and Sweet Tea and Quad, on the show to get back at her, make her look stupid or whatever the case may be. And it looked crazy on Dr. G end. I think Dr. G had plans to get back at Quad by pushing her off the show and messing up her relationships that she had with the other women. And I kind of look at Dr. G as being somewhat of a narcissist or a misogynist. And I'm not saying everybody is a narcissist. That's not what I'm saying. But some of the things that I've seen display from him in a time of, like, when he's upset or whatever, is a huge red flag. So based on that, I can see Dr. G getting with Sweet Tea, wanting her to come on this show to get back at Quad, which is why, because why would you come back on the show and then not be able to have a conversation with your ex-wife? And why was it when he got back on the show, they had been divorced for like 6+ years? Why is it hard for him to have a conversation with somebody he's been divorced from for 6+ years? So I feel like that was his first attempt to try to isolate Quad, and it kind of worked, but it didn't really pan out in his favor, or it didn't really work all the way. And so they come back for this second season. He gets into this altercation with King, even though he was wrong for telling her she got a big fucking mouth. Like, let's be real. That's fucking disrespectful and is rude as shit. And it doesn't matter if you feel like Quad was doing too much or whatever the case may be, because I agree. I do feel like Quad was saying a lot of those things to get up under his skin. But it worked. And why the fuck can your ex-wife get up under your skin in this way if you are happy married and moved on to the next woman and working on a whole family over there? So I don't feel like Quad doing all of that was justified for that man to tell her that she got a big fucking mouth. And I also feel like Quad isn't justified to continue to talk about Sweet Tea and Dr. G, but like Dr. Jackie husband said on the reunion, why is it that Sweet Tea and Dr. G could have a whole year to flaunt their marriage and talk about their marriage and talk about Quad and throw little digs at Quad, and when she respond, now it's a problem, or now they don't like it? And it's like, that's not fair. Like, be accountable for the role that everybody has played in it, and stop trying to make it seem like you're such a victim, because at the end of the day, you wanted to get on the show, so get on the show playing ball. But going back to my point about Dr. G, they couldn't play ball, and it hit them in their face essentially, because like I said, the second time he tells the damn lady that she got a big fucking mouth. All King does is says, I think you owe her an apology for saying that. He feels like he don't owe her an apology. It escalates. They get into this, heated altercation, which they both were wrong. They were both wrong. And instead of him acknowledging his wrong in the situation, he blows the situation up even more and create more conflict amongst the group, further trying to isolate either him and Sweet Tea or Quad and King by giving more ultimatums to the group and saying, okay, well, I don't think that we can ever fix it. I don't want them ever around me. I don't think we will ever be cool, etc., etc. And then going to the extent to make a report over a situation that ultimately you kind of started as a man, because you could have ignored Quad. Why is it, just like the person said at the reunion, why can't it be just Quad gassing her man up and she really is happy and in love? Like, why can't she gas him up? Why did you take offense to her gassing him up when you sitting right there with your ex-wife and with your new wife, and she spent a whole year gassing you and y'all marriage up prior to Quad coming back on the show? So again, realistically, I'm just being real. I don't necessarily think Dr. G is a good person. I think he's kind of sneaky, but his plans just don't pan out the way that he wants them to. Because how is it that you give it everybody all these ultimatums about you not wanting to be around King, etc., but you get to the reunion and you ask him where the guys are? You said that you didn't want to be around the men, so why would they put you in the same room with all the men? You the only one that seemed to have a problem with being around everybody, even though it was a literal small miscommunication or misunderstanding that you are blowing up because of whatever hate or love you still have for your ex-wife. And again, people gonna try to make it seem like that's not what's going on, but why the fuck do Dr. G got all this animosity after all of these years? Move the fuck on. So circling back to Dr. Simone, I could absolutely see Dr. Simone really being the mean girl and being the meanest out of all of the Married to Medicine ladies. And the reason why she don't get along with Heavenly is because Heavenly just probably know how to walk her ass down harder. But y'all get in the comment section and let me know what y'all think. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, hit the post notification bell so y'all are up to date each and every time that I upload. And for now, we about these hoes' business.
You turn your back on people. We did you the same.
And here's another shiesty line from Dr. Simone. You turned your back on us, so we did you the same. Proving that her relationship with Sweet Tea, in my opinion, is out of pure convenience for her to get back at Quad because she felt like Quad turned her back on her. Y'all, that's it.
I never turned my back on you. Who was knocking on your daddy's door looking for your mother daddy? It was me. It was talking to me about my dad.
Yeah, I pull up, roll the window down it. I pull up, roll the window down it. Yeah, I pull up, roll the window down it.
Baby, you don't know what you do to me. Between me and you, I feel like chemistry. I won't let no one come and take your place. Cause the love you give, you can't replace.
It's not in
That's why I spend my life with you.